send some energy to this energy center of purification, of clarity and coherence. Just connect to our natural breath, arriving in our space here, halfway through our day. And our throat chakra supports us in communication and creativity and harmony. And one part of that communication is our listening. Our Visuddhi chakra is associated with our ether element, which is tied to listening. So let's just notice what we listen, what we hear around us. And within us. And bringing our energy in to listen within in order to hear a deeper inner truth. And if you're familiar with Ujjayi breathing, perhaps closing the mouth and breathing in and out the nose with that slight constriction, the same constriction that we apply when we whisper. So that quiet whisper. Bring that constriction into the breath for just a few rounds, or Ujjayi breathing if you're familiar. If not, just breathe normally. With our awareness on our throat chakra. And letting go of any effort with the breath. And listening within in order to hear the deep truth, that inner truth. Now from our seated position, let's just bring our arms out to the side like a T. And then cross an arm in front of the body, like so, and just press the opposite hand onto the bicep. Maybe look over that shoulder. So my right arm is across my body, and look over my right shoulder. Maybe noticing the throat or the back, the shoulder. Breathing in and out. And an inhale, opening up the arms wide, crossing that opposite arm over the body, and the hand over the bicep, pressing the bicep into the chest, and glancing over the shoulder. Breathing in and out. Deep breath in and out. Nice. And we'll inhale to spread our wings. Yeah, exhale, lower them down. And let's just bring our wings up. And then down, just breathing with the breath, just allowing ourselves to expand a little bit. Be listening to that deep inner truth. Maybe noticing the air pass along the sides of the fingers. Maybe visualizing the air, breathing in through the nose and down the back of the throat. And when we get our arms to the sky, fingertips pointing up, let's just kind of move our palms to face out and then face in, kind of warming up the shoulders. Just this movement, rotating the wrists so palms face out and then face in. And then moving the hands down as we just rotate those wrists. That might feel the upper arms warming up. Yeah. Let's bring our arms behind us. So maybe the fingers interlace. And if that doesn't feel comfortable to interlace the fingers, just find opposite elbows. If that doesn't feel good, just place the hands on the low back. And then we'll just hinge it forward. Bringing that heart and that throat parallel with the ground. The sits bones can lift or they can remain planted. Bringing awareness to the throat. Breathe in. Exhale that harmony and coherence in our speech, in our thoughts, in our creativeness. Breathe in. And then exhale. Bring the shoulders back up. Let's place the hands behind us and then just drop the head back so the throat shines up. Press the heart forward. Yeah. Tip the head back. And then exhale, kind of walk the hands close to the hips again. Then tuck the chin down. And then we'll drop the head back, walk the hands back. If it doesn't feel good to walk the hands back, just let the hands be at the side. Drop the head back. And then exhale, dip that chin down, walk the hands back. Bring the arms above the head, and we're going to fold forward. Hands can come in front of us this time. And just humbly bow and tuck that chin. Maybe the hands come in prayer, and we can just surrender here, letting the back stretch. Breathe in. And then exhale, bring the hands maybe mat distance or shoulder distance apart. Roll up, and let's come right onto our stomachs. And we can either find our cobra pose, our baby cobra, or maybe we find our crocodile. Either way, we're going to shine that throat forward. If we're in crocodile, we just let the lower ribs kind of rest and our hands can just rest on our fists. And in cobra, I think we're kind of more familiar with that than crocodile. You can just bring the arms out and do like a Y, lifting the heart. So find what feels best for you today on your low back. Our cobra pose, our arms can be straight and it's a little more lift in the heart and compression in the spine. Our crocodile is less compression and a little less active as we rest our chin and our fists. Just breathing in past that throat chakra, feeling that harmony, coherence, and inner truth bubble up. And then let's exhale, bring those hands to the mat, and then find our downward facing dog. Feet can be wide, or feet can be close. Wherever they are, ground into the feet. Draw awareness to the hands, the feet, the hips lift. And then we'll exhale, kind of float towards our plank, and then just roll back, kind of build a little bit of heat in the body, you guys. It's kind of a chillier day. Just rocking back and forth. Drawing the belly button to spine. Breathing in and out. And then we'll exhale, step those feet to the front of the mat, hands hang down, bend the knees, and let's rise. And then exhale, hands come to the side. Let's pause here, feet towards the earth, fingertips just hanging, dangling, fingers pointing towards the floor. Our head back, feeling that throat chakra kind of blazing forward or shining forward. And then exhale, tilt the chin to the chest, hands come over the head, roll it forward, forward fold, Uttanasana. Bend the knees, hands come out to the side, rise up. Exhale, bend and fold it forward. And one more time, bend and rise to the sky. Exhale, bring the hands to the side. Yeah, and that's the right foot back. The left foot stays forward. And then just like last week, so you can come onto the ball of that right foot, you can have the heel down. If you kind of want to warm it up today, bend that knee. If you're feeling warm already, just keep the legs straight, right? So whether the knee is bent or it's straight, we're going to lift our arms to the sky. And then we're just going to kind of fold over that leg. Just flow down and press the foot down as we rise up. Bring Bringing awareness to that core, into the throat as we fold and rise. Breathing with awareness and purpose. Now the next time you bring those hands towards the floor, pause there. And now shift the weight into that front foot. Come onto the pinky toe of that back foot. And then bring the knee up. Come to stand. The knee is right in line with that hip as we rise. Yeah. And now send that leg out. It can be straight in front or it can be down. We're going to lift our arms to the sky and just kind of hinge forward towards that leg. We're not folding. We're just kind of hinging just to feel a little activity in the core. And then we're going to rise up. Keep that leg long if you can. And then hinge it forward. Just kind of a little hinge. Not fold, but just hinge. And then back up. Bring the foot down. Bring the hands towards the thighs. And then shake it out. Yeah, nice. Grab the right foot. Step the left foot back now. Bend the front leg or keep it straight. And then position yourself for that flow. So feel the breath. Feel the body. Inhale to sky. And then exhale to fold and flow. Rising up. Just getting the breath moving. Getting the body moving. Awakening the brain. Just flowing, flowing, flowing. Creating space. That ether element is space. So feel the space in the lungs as we flow through the fingers. And now when you get folded over that leg, whether it's bent or straight, begin to shift into that front foot and then sweep that back leg through. So the knee is in line with the hip. Yes, find the balance. Kind of like our Karate Kid. And then when you're ready, extend the leg out. It can either be long in front or it can be pointing down. You can even keep the knee bent if that feels better. And then we'll reach our arms to the sky and then just hinge at the waist. We're not folding, we're just hinging and then just come up. Just enough to feel a little activity in the core. And then fold. Or I guess hinge, not fold. And then rise. Hinge. And then we'll rise last time. Exhale, step that left foot down, bring the hands to the side. And then let's do some shoulder shrugs. So rolling the shoulders up and back or up and forward. Get that energy towards that throat chakra. Now inhale, lift the palms to the sky. Ground through the feet, fingers reach up. Exhale, fold it forward, hands come down. Now step it back to downward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice, guys. Exhale, lower down the knees, the chest, and the chin. Then inhale to lift into baby cobra or cobra and feel that throat chakra shine forward. Yes, stacked over the heart. Breathe in. Then exhale, send it back to child's pose. Sitting back, knees can be wide or knees can be together. Find child's pose, breathe in. And exhale, come into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, breathe in. And then exhale, lower down, our knees, chest, chin. This is our next flow, coming into cobra or baby cobra. Pressing the hands or letting them hover. The throat chakra shines. Inhale. And exhale back, find child's pose. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Breathe in. And exhale up to downward facing dog. Let's be here for 5 rounds of breath. I'm going to find some quiet to turn on that listening to hear that deep inner truth. If Ujjayi is in your practice, maybe add that Ujjayi to layer that on to your practice today. And then exhale, lower down the knees, lower down the chest and the chin, lifting the heart, finding our cobra. Inhale. And then exhale, curl the toes under, find downward facing dog. Instead of child's pose, we're gonna go right through downward facing dog. And now inhale to step the right foot forward, and then step that left foot forward beside the right. Pivot the feet out, heel toe them so they're mat distance apart, and then sink those hips, either malasana for yogic squat, or we can find our sumo squat, and it's gonna drop the hips a little, feet are out, but lift the heart. If you're in malasana, you can bring your hands in prayer, press those elbows towards the knee. If you're in sumo, you can bring those hands to prayer and lift the heart. Let's breathe in. And breathe out. Our deep inner truth. On your next exhale, rise up to stand, whether from malasana or sumo squat. Bring the hands overhead, or just drop them right to the thighs and bring those feet towards each other. Now bring the hands up above the head, send the hips forward, and then slightly back bend so that chest lifts, throat drops back, or the head drops back so the throat shines. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Breathe in. Now exhale, ground the left foot, step the right foot back and lower that knee right away, top of the foot to the floor. And then let's lift our arms to the sky. Yeah, inhale. And then exhale, turn over towards the left, bring the arms out like a T. Maybe that left hand comes towards that right calf and reach the right arm up, and the head can glance up at that right thumb and drop the head back. The throat chakra shining to the sky. Breathing in some harmony for our entire system. Now exhale, bring the arms back like a T. So feel those shoulders open. And exhale, bring the left hand forward. So the hands both shine forwards. Yes, past the front of the mat, breathe in. Now exhale, bring the hands down to frame the foot. Curl the toe under. Lift that back knee. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now inhale, step that left foot back so we can be in plank pose, or you can lower down the knees. From wherever you are, feel that throat chakra parallel with the ground. Breathe in, breathe out. And then exhale, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Exhale, and sigh. Ground the hands, ground that right foot, bend that left heel towards the glute, and then send that left leg to the sky for a little Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe in. Now exhale, set the left foot back down to the earth. We'll send the right leg to sky. Three-legged downward facing dog. You can roll the ankles if that feels good. Breathe in. Exhale. Inhale, step the right foot forward. Now lower that left knee down. Let's lift the arms up to sky. Exhale, you can drop that hip. Last week we talked about that psoas. We're still accessing that psoas here in those hip flexor area. Breathe in. And then exhale, open up the arms like a T, and that right hand comes toward the calf. Doesn't have to touch it, but just reach it back so we can get a little back bend. And then glance up at that left thumb. Inhale. Exhale. Our throat chakra purifies. So as we build a little heat, we can purify the body from the inside out. Inhale. Now exhale, arms out like a T. Nice, guys. Inhale. And exhale, bring the hands to point towards the front of the mat. So fingertips reach forward, and then we'll exhale to frame the front foot. Curl the left toes under, so the left knee lifts. Now bring the right foot back to plank. And then let's lower down the knees to the floor. Bring the hands in tabletop. And exhale. Always a blanket to come under the knees if that feels right. And now from here, ground the hands, ground that right knee, and then tilt that left, or bring that left toe to sky. So drop the belly, lift the heart, throat chakra shines forward, and that toe reaches for sky. Now exhale, Bring the chin to the chest, so we squish, compress the throat chakra. Bring the nose towards the knee just a little bit. And then just continue with that flow. Point the toe, throat chakra shines forward. Exhale, squish that throat as we round the back. Just move at your own pace. Inhale to lift. Exhale to squish. Moving with control and intention. Cultivating coherence and harmony with our flow. Let's bring our knee to the earth the next time it kind of comes through. And then bring the knees mat distance apart. Bring the hands forward. Sit back in our wide-legged child's pose. And then maybe we bring the hands together in prayer. The back of the neck. The back of that throat chakra. That C7, T1. And just breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the hands back to the ground if you have them at your neck. Lift up into the tabletop. And now bring the knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. And then we're going to roll through that on the right side. So we'll drop the belly, tilt that pelvis, the right foot goes to the sky, throat chakra lifts. Then exhale, squish and round. Moving at your own pace, you guys. Knowing that you can pause anywhere along the way. We're quieting the mind. Again, that Ujjayi breath there as a tool. Now the next time that knee comes to the middle, place it down to the ground. And now instead of finding our child's pose, we're going to bring the hands along the knees. Let them graze just across the tops of the thighs to the hips, and then bring those hands to the hips. And let's find our shoulder shrugs again, rolling them up and back, or up and forward. Yeah. Now from here, we're going to come into our camel pose. Maybe if you have blocks, you can bring them kind of to your side, so maybe outside the ankles. Sometimes that's a nice option to have for camel. And once you get your blocks kind of by your feet, let's roll our shoulders up and back. And really shine that heart forward. The shoulders rest down, and then come onto the balls of the feet. So the heels are a little higher than if the top of the feet were on the floor, so heels are a little higher. And then find those back pockets. And now send those hips forward. Feel those hip flexors respond. Maybe drop the head back. Heart lifts up as if there were a helium balloon in the chest. As we drop the head back, the heart lifts. Notice the throat chakra. And then exhale, bring the shoulders back over the hips. Nice strong core as we do. And then arms come out to the side. Bring them up to the sky, and then do those wrist rolls again. So the palms go out and they come in, and we'll bring our arms down along the side. Wrists kind of rolling, shoulders awakening. Now bring the hands to the side, to the back pockets. Maybe we'll eventually find our hand on that block or the heel. So we'll send the hips forward, lifting that heart in the chest, drop the head back. Maybe the hands find the blocks on either side. You can drop the head back. Make sure you can breathe. One more breath. And exhale, kind of send the hips forward, bring the hands to the back pockets, the low back, lift the head up, shoulders come down. Then sweep the hands up above the head. Then exhale, begin to fold forward, grab those blocks, place them side by side like train tracks to the front of your mat. And then bring your forearms down to those blocks, walk the knees back and find our puppy pose with some blocks. And feel that throat chakra really sink down between the shoulders. And then surrender here. And exhale. Finding that inner quiet, that deep listening, so our inner truth can speak. Deep breath in. And exhale. Now lifting the head slowly and gently to glance between the blocks, kind of towards those hands. And now bring one hand down to the ground. Press that hand down so we can lift the shoulders up and place the other hand down. And we're going to step forward to the front of our mat. Just one last time. One foot and then the other. Bending the knees to rise. We'll interlace the fingers, reach the palms towards the sky. Let's become really tall. Lengthening out the side body. Keep those ears out of the shoulders. Sometimes we tend to shrug those shoulders into the ears, so keep the shoulders down, but still find some length in the arms. And then we'll sway over to the left, so the right hip goes out, and then to the middle, and then over to the right. Left hip reaches out to the side, and now back to center. Release the hands, float them to the side body. Now interlace the hands behind the back. If that feels comfortable, we're going to fold it forward, coming into our forward fold. If that's not accessible for the hands to join together, and go to the sky, bring them to your hips and just try to squeeze those shoulder blades together to create some space in the heart. With that chin to the chest, compressing our throat chakra. Maybe grip the mat with the toes and then release and let the toes spread. Maybe even lifting the toes off the earth and then just gently placing them down. Letting go of unnecessary effort in a forward fold. Now gently lowering the hands down to kind of the sacrum and then down to the floor. And let's step everything back. So coming down into a seat with our feet in front of us, either in our seated position or our legs out in front. We're just going to do a couple little twists. So keep that left leg nice and long, and then the right foot can either just come on the inside of that leg or the right foot can cross over. Let's try to keep our spine straight. So for some of us, we just are gonna bring our hands together underneath that knee and twist over towards the right. For some, it might be comfortable to bring that left elbow on the side of the knee and the hand to the floor. But that kind of depends on your torso length and your arm length. So see what feels right for you to keep that spine straight and stacked as we twist. Because if your torso is shorter, you're gonna have to round to get that elbow over, and we don't want that. We just want to keep straight today. Just breathe in our twist. And then we'll exhale, bring the heart back to the middle. Send the right leg long, the left foot comes on the inside or the outside of that leg. Hands come down, flex the right foot, shine the heart forward, lifting the chest, lifting that throat chakra. And then we'll twist over to the left. And breathe. And then exhale, bring the heart back to the middle. Send the left leg long, kind of maybe bring the feet to the floor as we find our bolster. So sneak that bolster right behind the back. And if you have a block, you can maybe place it at the top of your bolster depending on how long your torso is. And we're going to lie back on the bolster for a variation of supported fish pose. Maybe when you get on your bolster, you take that ponytail out or move the hair, and you just slide the back of the head kind of towards the shoulders. So you're kind of coming out of the crown. So there's a little tilt so that throat chakra is open. If that's not comfortable, then just keep your head flat. But if it feels okay, you can just kind of come a little bit onto the top of your head, as long as there's no weight there. Maybe close the eyes. At any time, you can just bring that head flat if you want. Supporting ourselves with surrender. Listening to the inner, deep truth. Now you're welcome to find a variation of Shavasana with this bolster underneath the back. Maybe the feet come together or the legs can be long. Maybe you want to find your traditional Shavasana, whatever's going to support you in sealing our practice. We'll allow ourselves to drift into silence for our Shavasana. And if we hear anything, draw that energy to the throat to bring it inside. Just redirecting our energy within. the mind begins to wander at all, just gently redirecting the attention to the inner sounds, maybe the beating of the heart, the sound of an inhale or the sound of an exhale. The sound the stomach makes after moving and then resting. The voice, the heart speaks when we stop and listen. Let's begin to bring some awareness to our breath. Maybe our next exhale can be an audible sigh. Maybe noticing a vibration along the throat when we exhale. Do that a few more times before you roll over onto one side to make yourself up to a seat. And if you'd like to remain on your back, you can remain in Shavasana. Now in your seat, we'll do our Ujjayi pranayama for a couple of rounds. So if you're familiar, you can go ahead and start. If you're not familiar, just imagine that you're fogging up a mirror with your breath on your exhale, and you're exhaling out the nose. So if you were to exhale, fogging up the mirror with your mouth, you would make a yeah. So you close the mouth and you breathe in through the nose, making that same kind of vibration in the throat. So then you exhale out the nose with that same restriction. The other way to think about it is if you whisper, there's that slight constriction in the throat. So whisper, then close the mouth and you inhale and feel the whisper vibrate. And exhaling. If you can't quite figure it out today, it's okay. Just breathe normally, but bring your awareness to the throat, the air passing by the throat when you breathe in and out the nose. So whatever breath you're employing, just do it mindfully. And now let's come back to our natural breath. Let's inhale for a count of 4. And let your exhale be a count of 6. And then whenever you're ready, you can let go of any effort with the breath and just find your silent seat to close our time. Chanting is a very powerful practice to activate and balance our throat chakra. So I invite you, if you'd like to, you can just close with a couple of rolling ohms on your own. And then we'll close with our Om Shanti together. But if you'd like, you can just inhale and exhale Om a few times, just noticing the vibration in the body. And then wherever you're at, allow for an exhale, then an inhale. And together we'll chant Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om